Hey everyone, I have a little paracord project that we could try today. It's a 2-color monkey fist with a series of snake knots here at the top made into a keychain. So I'm starting off with 2 pieces of paracord. One of them is 55 centimeters long and the other one is 75 centimeters long, and I just want to start by tying an overhand knot. So I'll just put them together, and then I'm going to tie an overhand knot around my finger here, just a simple knot. And then as we tighten this up, just tighten it so it tightens up right at the edges here. So try and work the knot right to the end. If you can't get it right to the end, that's fine, you can always cut the ends off. But if we can tighten it to the end, that makes it a bit easier. And then try and shape this as much as you can into a little ball, because we're going to form our monkey fist around it. So once we've tied our overhand knot, I just want to place that in between my 2 fingers here, and then I'm going to take the shorter of the 2 strands and I'm going to start wrapping that around my 2 fingers, going around in this direction here. And we're going to take 3 wraps. Just tuck that knot underneath the wraps here, and then I'm going to take my other strand and I'm going to wrap it around these ones, and I have to do that by tucking it up through my fingers, pulling that through, and again we are going to take 3 wraps. Just tuck it up in between your fingers and around, and I'm wrapping it up in this direction here. One more wrap, and try not to cross your strands over, because it's hard to uncross them later on. So try and keep your strands here nice and parallel. And once you've done your 3 wraps, we just want to gently take this off of our fingers. And then we're going to take 3 more wraps in this direction. Let's start by diving our free end through the upper loop here. Up through the lower, down through the upper loop, and again we are going to take 3 wraps. So that's 2, 1 more, for 3, making sure everything's nice and parallel, and then just check your faces to make sure that there's 3 strands on each side. So there's 3 here, 3 here. Okay, all our faces have 3 strands, and now we want to begin to tighten this knot up. The next stage is to tighten this up, and we want to tighten it from the stopper knot all the way through the knot. So we just have to locate where our stopper knot is, and then just make a mental note of where these strands exit. One exits here and the other one exits on this side here. So I'm going to start off with the shorter strand, and I'm just going to pull slack through the whole knot. Just pull it all the way through until you get to the end here. So that's that one done. I've done it loosely. I'm going to tighten it up more as we progress, just so the knot doesn't distort too much. And then my red strand came out over here, so I'm starting here, and again we just want to follow this all the way through taking out the slack, and then we'll progress from there. Once we've tightened up our monkey's fist, we can tie our snake knots around here, and we just want to start with the monkey's fist up here and the strands coming down, and we're going to take our left hand strand over the right and then behind both of those strands, making a loop. Then I'm going to take my other strand behind and then tuck it down through that loop. And then we just want to carefully tighten this one up because we want to keep these two legs here the same size. So just be careful with your first one. Get both of these strands about even. And then we are just going to tie another 3 of these snake knots. So over, then around the back to make a loop. And then the other strand around the back and through that loop. And then this snake knot, we just want to tighten that up against the first. And then I'm just going to tie 2 more over and behind to make a loop. Then take my other strand behind and through that loop and tighten that snake knot up against these 2. And then just one more over and behind to form a loop, and then take my other strand behind and through that loop. And once we've done our snake knots, we have one more bit to go and we are finished. To finish this off, I'm just going to fuse these 2 pieces together. So I'm going to cut these at about 2.5–3 centimeters from the end of these snake knots. I just want those strands to be even. Cut them through, and then what I want to do is just heat both of these strands up. Just try and get heat onto both of them, and then quickly push them together. And you should have them fused. So here's the finished piece, and you can finish it off by hooking in a snap.